Newsfirst at 9.
A very good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News at 9. I'm Ramesh Bandaro.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's take a look at the headlines.
The headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
Faults at the Kalanitis and Norotole power plants deprived national grid of 355 megawatts of power. CIFL depositors on hunger strike demanding they be reimbursed. I will accept the position of organizer of Kalania once again. A statement from Minister Mervyn Silva. Shiral and Maitri call on the UNP Leadership Council to withdraw a case filed over the alleged attack on Sirikota. Malinga and Mendes were recalled from Australia for national duty. A statement from Chairman of Selectors Sanat Jayasuriya.
Newsfirst at 9.
On to our top story tonight. Minister Mervyn Silva says that he will resume duties as the electoral organizer, SLFP electoral organizer of Kalnia on the 23rd of this month.
However, convening a media briefing this afternoon, several members of the Kalania Pradesh Sabha, including its chairman, stated that they would not accept this appointment.
I am the Kalania organizer. Please attend a special ceremony at the Mahavishnu Devalaya on the 23rd. Everyone who attends will receive food. We will work for the SLFP in Kalania. However, we will not work together with that organizer. The organizer belongs to everyone. He does not belong to one religion or a certain group of people. I am the Kalania organizer for all humans in the area. Don't forget that I am a good Sinhala Buddhist. We are ready for any debate. Then the people of this country will be able to see who is correct in Kalania. We charge that Minister Mervyn Silva stole 70 million from the Pibidena Kalania program. We challenge you to reject this. Extortion was rampant in Kalania. We challenge Mervyn Silva to come before all these media channels together with his cronies for a debate. We have documents which we have safely filed. These are the same documents we gave to the CID. We submitted the same documents to the disciplinary committee of the SLFP. We are sad that neither the CID nor the SLFP utilized these documents.
අපි විනය කමිටුවට දුන්න ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය අපිට කනගාටුයි පක්ෂයක් විසින් හෝ CID එකෙන් හෝ මේ වාර්තා තාම නිසැවලින් ඉස්ලෝ වෙච්ච ගැන
මර්වින් සිල්වා කියන්නේ ඡන්ද 1,52,000කට වැඩි ගණනක් ගත්ත කෙනෙක්.
Mervyn Silva is an individual who polled over 152,000 votes. As a cabinet minister, I will answer questions befitting my stature. There is no point in debating with persons such as Pradeshya Sabha members and mayors. If someone who is at a similar level to me levels these allegations, I will respond.
මට කියන්න මට ගැලපෙන මිනිහෙක් මොකද්ද මං ගැන කිව්වේ කියලා මං උත්තර දෙන්නම්.
ඇමතුමා කැබිනට් ඇමති කෙනෙක් අපි සාමාන්‍ය ගම්වල කම්කරුවන්ගේ දරුවෝ.
He is a cabinet minister and we are ordinary sons of labourers from the village. Allow either your son or one of your relatives to contest against us in the provincial council elections. Let us see who polls the most amount of votes.
අන්දගන්න කියලා අපි බලමු. කැලණි ආසනය තුල.
At present, only Mervyn Silva engages in politics from my family.
මං අදාව කැලණියේ ප්‍රධාන සංවිධායකවරයා හැටියට.
Well, you can catch Newsfirst's exclusive interview with Minister Mervyn Silva on Newsline on the main news bulletin at 10 o'clock on our sister channel Sirasa TV.
On a related note, here's the newspaper cartoon of the day. On to another one of our headline stories now. Chairman of Selectors Sanat Jayasuriya says that Lasith Malinga and Ajanta Mendes were recalled from the Big Bash League in Australia as they are expected to play for the national team.
Speaking to Sports First over the phone from India, Jayasuriya said that this decision was taken after taking into consideration Sri Lanka's upcoming international fixtures.
We are getting them down because prior to a tournament it is important that they train together with the team. We have informed them to return as soon as possible. Both of them will return to Sri Lanka either this week or the middle of next week. Nevertheless, TM Dilshan is also participating in the Big Bash League. Why is he not being recalled to Sri Lanka? Dilshan did not play in several matches recently owing to a back problem. He has just started to play again. Dilshan doesn't play in test matches either. Therefore, we have not called Dilshan as yet. Our need at the moment is for Ajantha Mendis and Lasith Malinga.
Then Lasith Malinga
How will Ajantha Mendis and Lasith Malinga be used in coming matches? There is a possibility that Ajantha Mendis will be used in all three formats, that is, Tests, One-Days and T20s. At the moment, Lasith Malinga is only playing One-Day Internationals and T20s. But if Malinga wants to play in both those formats, then he must first come to Sri Lanka and train and exercise. There is a training program. I think it should be adhered to. This is what needs to be done.
News First at 9.
The Ceylon Electricity Board announced that it will take approximately 2 days to restore operations at the Kalantissa Combined Cycle Power Station.
Now the CEB says that work has commenced to restore power generation at the power station.
A section of the combined cycle power station at the Kalantissa facility shut down on Thursday owing to a technical fault. 55 megawatts of electricity has been lost to the national grid as a result of the breakdown.
We are mainly using the thermal power plants as such. In the recent past, we were using the KCCP, that is Kalantissa Combined Cycle Plant, both the gas turbine and the steam turbine. So actually at this moment, the steam turbine is stopped, but the gas turbine is running. So there is, I can't specifically say whether there is any loss to the system.
Power sector trade unions allege that the burden of this breakdown too will be borne by the public. When our power stations break down, we must purchase electricity from the private sector at an exorbitant cost. This burden too is borne by the people. On one hand, at times, there are allegations that this happened owing to weaknesses in the maintenance process.
There can't be any specific maintenance for cable lengths. Periodically we can check the insulation level, but there is no specific maintenance when you consider underground cable as such.
The Ministry of Power and Energy too accepts that the non-functioning of this power station will lead to increased cost. The grid will lose 165 megawatts over these 2 to 3 days. There is a CEB power station in Kalantissa, which is the Fiat power station. It is costly to operate. That is now functioning and generating power. There will not be a power shortage. But at this time, when we are conserving energy, the cost will increase. The combined cycle power plant in Kalantissa generates 165 megawatts for the national grid. The CEB notes that as a result of the breakdown, only 110 megawatts are being generated. Meanwhile, the Noracholi coal power plant, which broke down on the 5th of this month, is still in operational. We know that the Noracholi thermal power plant is completely inactive. It has not been unveiled as yet. As to who is accountable for this situation,
we stopped the plant because we found that the conductivity of the boiler water is not in a very good condition. It is becoming high. Therefore, we thought of stopping the power plant and investigating as to why the conductivity of the boiler water is going up. So, as that is as a precaution to the long-term defects to the turbine and the boiler. So, therefore, at the moment we are investigating as to why the conductivity of the boiler water is going up.
As a result, the 3000 megawatts generated by the Noracholi Lakvijaya power plant has also been lost to the national grid.
But what we have to remember is that for each kilowatt hour that is lost from Noracholi has to be produced using an oil-fired power plant, which is at least 10 rupees more expensive for a unit of electricity. And that adds to the total cost of operation of the electricity system.
Depositors of Central Investment and Finance PLC or CIFL commenced a hunger strike opposite the CIFL head office in Colombo today, demanding that their deposits be reimbursed.
They charge that they have not been paid the interest on their deposits nor their deposits from February last year.
These protesters have engaged in various actions on several occasions over the past year to bring their plight to the attention of the relevant authorities. As a result of these actions not yielding satisfactory results, the depositors have now resorted to a hunger strike.
We invested the money here because it is a company which is registered under central bank. And at the same time, before I invested the money, I inquired from the central bank, from the non-banking institution. They said not to worry. It's a very... it has a strong stability. You can go ahead and invest your money. They highly recommended the institution, so we had confidence. That's why we, not like fools, we invested the money after inquiring very well.
We had several rounds of talks with the authorities, but instead of inquiring into our views, they had taken steps to place 60% of the money deposited in the share market. They presented a proposal that we cannot accept under any circumstances. In the end, we went to court and obtained an injunction against this proposal. The only thing we can do is to now meet with the president. We know that if the president intervenes, we will get a response. When Newsfirst made inquiries from the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, CBSL Deputy Governor BDW Ananda Silva said that since legal action initiated by the depositors against the institution is now in courts, no steps can be taken. He added that a program initiated by the Central Bank to rescue the company has also been halted as a result.
Former Southern Provincial Council Attorney at Law Maitri Gunaratna notes that the United Leadership Council will not be able to unite the United National Party.
He notes that their decision not to grant nominations to him proves his face.
The former councillor made this statement when he appeared in court today in connection with the case pertaining to the attack on the UNP headquarters, Sirikota.
The case pertaining to the attack on Sirikota was once again taken up for consideration before the Nugegoda Magistrates Court today. Reports from the Attorney General Department were scheduled to be presented today. However, as the reports were not presented today, the case was postponed to September. This case is continuing in an era when the Leadership Council was established and the members called on everyone to forget the past. We call on Karu Jayasuriya to withdraw this lawsuit if the Leadership Council has the power to do so. This incident took place when people gathered before Sirikota to support Karu Jayasuriya's bid to become the leader of the party. Karu Jayasuriya knows fully well that we are innocent. Following the last court session, a large number of respondents requested Karu Jayasuriya in writing to withdraw this case. Unfortunately, we have not received a response to that reply as yet. We went before Sirikota in support of Karu Jayasuriya, Sajid Premadasa and Dayasiri Jayasekara. By now, the Leadership Council had taken a decision not to grant us nominations through the party. We will not leave the party. We will continue this battle inside the party.
News First at 9.